everybody. Welcome to another edition of Grizzly On The Hunt with Psychic Angela for Peter Marks. Welcome, Standing Stones. Welcome, Mark. Hello there. Crazy Witch, welcome back to the show. Nilda Wallenez, welcome there. We are $9.99, one away from our goal, ladies and gentlemen. We can do this. We got this. We need one more person to jump on the bandwagon. That is right, Standing Stone. Who will it be, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah. So how are we doing, Peter and Angela?
I'm doing fine. How are you? How are you, both of you?
Doing good. How was your
doing
weekend?
fine.
Good. Anything interesting going on? Very, isn't it? Never a dull moment with us three. So
never a dull. A lot of things astrological.
Yeah, I think of us as the Three Musketeers, and I also think of us as the Three Stooges. But I love you all to death. I always look forward to this show. I never know what's going to happen. People are always excited. Aussie Sue, welcome. Meow Meow, welcome Meow Han. Welcome to the show. Yes, welcome everybody. So yeah, we are 999. We just made 1,000. Are you serious? Now, ladies and gentlemen, if that's the case, let me check here. Yeah, let me check to validate that. Let me close out my YouTube here. 1,000. Look, I can't even hit the right buttons, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check it. 1, 2, 1, 2. And we did. We made 1,000. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all. That is Crazy Witch. And I had to say Crazy Witch because he's in here. We missed him. Mort, yes, welcome. Ron Parrish is in the house. What is the topic? So what is the topic, Angela and Peter? I think we have a guest backstage. Is that correct?
We do, and we want to hear what she has to say, and we want to hear what she has to say and how she works, and she's very, very interesting. And I think that
let's bring her on then. Her. Yeah. Okay. So Joanne, welcome to the show. How are you doing? Can you hear me, Joanne?
Can you hear Joanne?
I'm doing great. I'm hearing this wild echo, so I'm hoping this goes away. Okay, now.
Now you may have. Do you have another program open or anything like that open, like YouTube or anything like that?
Oh, okay.
Is there a delay?
Yeah, she probably had another open. Kelly, welcome to the show. You all are so funny. Kelly, you haven't seen anything funny. The other night, Peter and Angela, I had Hansel, or is it Gretel? I can't remember which one, crawled on my foot during a show, one of my dolls. It scared me so bad, I didn't know what to do. It freaked everybody out. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, Joanne, welcome to the show. Yeah. I'm glad you got that.
Joanna, can you hear us okay?
Can you hear us okay?
I can't hear.
Well, I was going to get... Oh, you can't hear? That's what I
hear something else going on.
Oh.
Well, that's weird.
Okay.
Maybe she'll come back and... I don't know. Maybe she's got more than one program open. She said she's getting an echo or something. Congratulations. Woohoo! That's right, on the train. So that opens up a lot of doors for us. So hopefully Joanne comes right back. It was fine a minute ago when we did the sound check. So yes.
Yeah. I'd like to when she comes back, Grizzly, I'd like to do a short introduction to your listening and viewing audience about Joanna Garthy McNally. She has an incredible background. Should I do that now, or do you want me to wait until she comes back?
No, go ahead and go ahead. She'll be right back.
All right. Joanna actually tunes into energy to facilitate and help people work and reach their life goals. She teaches classes on angels, crystals, and self-awareness. She's been on radio and is a co-host on Blog Talk Radio with numerologist Lois T. Martin. She has worked with the police department to solve crimes, lectured internationally, and she's written books, interviewed in newspapers. She was included in the book that I was in called The Gift Within Us, written by Mary Ann Bower, who is a PR agent. And I have known Joanna for many, many years. I was introduced by Joyce Barry, who is queen of Blog Talk Radio, and she introduced me to Lois T. Martin. And then Lois said, "You've got to meet my wonderful friend, Joanna." And Joanna and I go back years. I've been on her radio, God knows how many times. She is an gifted intuitive. I've been in awe of her gifts since I've met her. And she has, every time she does a radio show, you would think that she was holding a major party because she's got so many people that come on and listen to the radio show that by the end of the show, I'm exhausted and I have to replenish my energy. But without further ado, I want to welcome to our show, Grizzly and Angela, Joanna Garfey McNally. Welcome to the show, Joanna.
Yes, welcome.
Hi, thank you so very
Glad
much.
to have
I'm
you.
really, it's a pleasure. Thank you. So great meeting Angela. I mean, she's been on the show also, and it's just so super. It's really, I feel like as if this is a homecoming party. It's great.
Well,
Thank you so
Absolutely,
much.
yeah.
Tell us how you work. We're interested. Tell us how you work and how you help people. This is all about
How far do
you.
you want me to go back?
back
Let me see.
to
How
the
far
beginning.
back do I go?
Let's go back to the
To
beginning.
the beginning. Okay. At 4 years old, I had a very interesting experience. Here we are, living in the city, and all of a sudden, and we had a television, all right? So you talk about those small little TVs back in 1950, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, I grabbed my brother. As I grabbed my brother and I roll him over, not realizing for some reason I did it, the whole ceiling above us came down. And my brother was very, very little. So that was my first, my intuitive feeling. And it was and about 3:00 in the afternoon, my mother used to say, you know how they call them what? The railroad apartments or whatever? I forgot what they called them in the city. So you had this long hallway. So my mother used to go across the street. Across the hall to speak to our friend. At 3:00 every day for about an hour, my mother said I would just talk to, she didn't know who. She says it sounded like a foreign language, and I was talking to all these spirits, and I would go on for a whole hour. She didn't know what I was saying or what I was doing, and I also come from a family that's extremely spiritual and psychic. So when I was a kid, people would pick on me because I consider myself a messenger because I see things and I don't know what it is. I just say it and it happens. So all my friends used to laugh at me because they used to go, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." It didn't make any sense to me. It would just come out of my mouth, and it would come true. So then, of course, years go by and things change in your life. And I met a good friend of mine. My brother's an archaeologist. So he would study history and he would study witchcraft. He was studying all the different kinds of history. And he kind of I was talking to him and I go, "Sal, what are you doing?" And I got really kind of interested. So a friend of mine and I was 18 years old and we went to see the famous psychic Buckner. His name starts with a B. He's now in Massachusetts. And we went to see him. And all of a sudden I got interested. So then it developed. So as I went on, and then I met somebody, I used to do, my forte at that time was healing. I'd be able to go into the body and I could actually see everything. And I was taught by my associate how to do what Edgar Casey did. So he taught me how to go in and actually view the body. So I studied anatomy, so I would understand what was going on. So our thing was not we did not obviously heal. We do not heal. We taught these people how to heal themselves. And in the book that Peter and I are both in, my story is in there about a family. The kid was 14 years old, and he got bit by a jellyfish, I believe it was, but it hit his kidneys. All right.
Oh no.
And what happened was they only gave him a few months to live. And his family called my friend Russell and I to help him. So we said to him, Michael, if you get healed, we're going to teach you how to heal yourself. And at that time, it was Pac-Man. So we taught him Pac-Man. That's just Pac-Man, and they're eating up and they're going inside, and they're just eating up all the bad people in there, all the bad things, right? So we taught him how to go inside, and we said to him, Michael, if you're well after this, what would you like to do in your life? Michael says, I want to help people. Needless to say, that's one case over many that actually became truth and is written down. He became perfectly healed. He healed himself. And they only gave him months to live. Serious, true story. They gave him only months to live.
Wow.
He healed himself. And what happened was I met him many years later. He was older. He was married to his second wife. I found out he was a holistic chiropractor. I went over to him and I said, Michael, it's so great seeing you. I said, do you remember what you said when we worked with you? So his wife's looking at him like, what is she talking about? Right? So he turns around and he goes, I'll tell you later. So anyway, needless to say, so Michael is now a healer himself. And that's really a beautiful thing, to see. But Russell and I, when I was very young, I must have been about 21, 22, we actually started working with people. We had a person that we worked with, and she was a medium. She would bring in our friend Sebastian, and Sebastian would tell us different things. There's so many things along the way that I have experienced. I don't even know where to begin. We helped people pass on the other side. We did many healings. We started our own, ironically enough, cable television, cable TV back in 19. Oh my God. We're talking 72, 74. It was just about starting. So we had our own cable TV. My biggest joy was when I used to work with Gina Shimonara, Many Mansions, Edgar Casey, and also
yes.
Casey. We used to travel together. It was a blast.
Yes.
We how we are here. We used to literally just travel and meet each other and go to different seminars and things like that. And when I went to, it was like it kept changing. So the school closed, and here I was. This is true. Oh my God, what do I do now? All I know to do as a forte is healing. Okay. So this is all I really understood and all I knew. So I had to come up with, okay, now, what do I do? So I picked up somebody's hand, and not knowing, I do not know how to read the palm. I do not know how to read cards. And I understand now this is all coming from my higher self, my spirit, my guides, because I could see and I could hear and I could feel. So I could see spirit. We also, many times I worked with somebody to release spirits from somebody's house. We released those who believed they were possessed. So we did some of those. So that's what I learned. I learned how to do something, not realizing that I was going to be where I am today. Being able to just read and do something. And I worked at the Universalist Spiritual Church in Indiana, with oh God, what was his name? Bias. Clifford Bias. He was the president and in charge of Chesterfield. So Chesterfield Spiritualist Church and Maple Grove Universalist Spiritual Church, they had a conflict between each other. So they started in 1956, Clifford Bias, and they broke up in 1970. And that was the time that I had the most amazing things happen to me, where I sat with, and nobody does this anymore, unless somebody really knows who does this. I would be surprised. They call it precipitation on silk. The most outrageous thing you've ever seen in your life. Now, mind you, I am a skeptic. I am going to test you. I am a skeptic. I'm not going to believe everything you do. So you're sitting at this table, and there's a whole bunch of people next to each other. There's a piece of silk on the thing. There's a construction paper underneath the construction paper. You put your fingers very lightly on top of the paper, on the edges, not even on the silk, on the edges. There's crayons, there's pencils, there's this, there's that. Charles Smith, well, Charlie, we called him. This was one of his last seances, mediumship seances of doing this. All of a sudden, here's his spirit guide, and you could actually see the Indian right there, the chief. Why can't I remember his name? Anyway, you could see this apparition. I mean, he was right there. And I'm there going, okay, something's going on here. Who's making these pictures, right? So we say a prayer, we sing a song, we're happy because we're bringing in all the spirits. And what we're bringing in was literally our guides who are there in heaven or wherever they may be. And they literally are now, you see these colors shooting all over the place, pencils flying, this flying, that flying. It was unbelievable. When it was all over, you take the silk, right? You roll it up and you put it away for 24 hours. Now, Lois has experienced this as well, so she could actually say this is so. So you put it away for 24 hours, you open it up, and there was my aunt who died. Literally, her face, she drew it. All these spirits actually produced their own energy on that silk, and it was in color. All right.
Wow. That's incredible.
There was my boss.
That's extraordinary.
There was Russell, who had passed away. There was my aunt. And you know what was my aunt? There she was, my Italian Aunt Fanny, you know, with her big face smiling. You know, and I was like, oh, my God, of all people. You do? Of all people, my Aunt Fanny, who I did not get along with. She was as psychic as the day was long, and that's probably why, you know. So, but I tell you, nobody does that. It's called precipitation on silk. It's wild. So my experience, plus I taught classes there, and the other one was also the trumpet. Here you go, the flying trumpet. All right, and out of the trumpet comes a gift for each different person. So you're sitting there really close to everybody, right? And I'm going, there must be a string. Here I go. There must be a string. Right? Whatever you do, do not touch the trumpet. Okay, right? Don't touch the trumpet. All right. And he will have no room to move. Literally, no room to move. Your knee is against the other chair. Literally, here comes this trumpet floating in the air. And it came to each different person. And something came through the trumpet that was a gift for you from somebody who lost it, who knows where. So when somebody says, I've lost something, I always go, nothing is lost in the universe because somebody else has it. It's definitely,
that is a fact, ladies and gentlemen. That is a fact.
It's given to somebody else. You know, I mean, I've studied many different things. My vast experience goes beyond what I even comprehend sometimes. I go into shock. I go, I did that. I studied that. I was lucky. And I thank the universe for that, on how lucky I was. And I thank Lois for giving me that opportunity. And we were on a live radio show also, that was produced in Bayshore. and we used to do readings with a
Oh,
friend of
well, I
ours.
didn't know about that.
Oh yeah, it was a live radio show that was back in the '90s, early '90s. We've walked on fire. Greatest experience. Walk on fire. Greatest experience
You walked
I
on
have ever
fire.
had. Oh, it's fantastic. Fantastic experience.
Amazing.
You didn't feel
It
any
takes you
pain?
3 hours. No, nothing. As a matter of fact, I liked it so much they told me, Joanna, put your feet in the water. I was like this in the dirt. I was like, oh, man, this is... I mean, like, no, because you do it for 3 hours. Now, the 3 hours is to understand, why do you want to do this? What fear do you want to overcome? All right. My fear was the fear of heights, because I have a bad perception of heights. I don't think my height, if I'm jumping from a table or dropping down, to my mind, my perception is from my 5'4.5" to that ground, which could be another 4 feet, maybe from a chair or a table. Okay. So that was my perception. I don't see it from my feet. I see it from up here. So that was my fear. So I could climb up. Don't ask me to climb down. I'm petrified to climb down. So you have this, and you have to release this. And to today, if I climb on top of something, all right, and if I all of a sudden have a strange little fear, I look down and I go, if I could walk on fire, I'm coming down. No, you don't. It's a great, and we're not talking about 4 feet. We're talking about a good 14, 15, 16 feet, So we're not talking about, let's just tiptoe. The secret is that first step. That's the fear, that first step. And you just keep going. Keep going. You don't stop. Keep going. All right. It's a great experience. I would do it tomorrow if I could. If anybody has the opportunity, do it. It's worth every. It's really, really good.
It's worth it.
So then I was on the radio. So Lois and I are on hiatus right now from the radio show, which Angela was on. It was a great pleasure of having Angela on many times. So
yes,
hopefully we're working on something. And I've heard that this stream yard is something for us to maybe look into. So we'll be back. I know we'll be back. I don't know exactly when, but we'll be back.
Well, that's good. That's very interesting.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, if we want to get into extraterrestrials, I have a chip right over here on my right-hand side.
Yes.
I have been on many trips with extraterrestrials, if we want to get into that area. And I found that my friendly beings are kind and spiritual. I've been on many activities with my friend Gloria, who has since passed. As a matter of fact, I got a call from Canada asking me to start a magazine. They wanted to back me for a magazine where they wanted it to be the other side of being abducted. They didn't want it to be the negative side. What is the other side of being abducted? And that's my side of not having fear, of not being in pain, of knowing when I had my chip what was going on. I have a friend and I, we traveled, and I had one of those campers inside the truck. All right, that went inside the truck, and we went to a seminar in Indiana, ironically enough. On our way back, and the thing was like this: bum, 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 bum. With the truck, you have a camper in the back of it, right? Which is very noisy. So all of a sudden, I said to her, Pammy, I felt something. I stopped for gas. I get in the car and I go, somebody's here. Something's happening. I could feel myself, the spirit right here. I'm going, somebody's here. She goes, do you want me to drive? I go, nope, that's okay. I'll be fine. I get back on the highway and we're driving. And I said to her, Pammy, what's wrong with the truck? She goes, I don't know. I go, Pammy, what's wrong with the truck? Listen. What's wrong with the car? Listen. She goes, how come were not on the ground.
What?
We were
How
literally
far off the ground were you?
above the highway. And she looks out and she goes,
Oh my
she goes like
God.
this. She goes, "Oh my God." We were taken and actually transported to the exit. We had to get off. We had to be. And I said to her, "Now watch." All of a sudden, it takes me down onto the highway. And the truck starts going, bum, 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 bum. I go, "You see that? We landed." She couldn't believe it. And till today, she
Oh
says
my
to me,
God.
Joanna, if you would have told me that, I would have said you were nuts. She goes, "But I was with you." So yeah,
So
that's
why do
one
you
of.
think they did this? Why do you think the
Well, you know what it
extraterrestrials
was? Is
did this?
I was in contact. We had been away, and there was this gentleman. His name was Jim. He was from Texas. Very involved. It was a UFO meeting gathering of different spiritual studies.
Yes.
And what would you do if everything came to an end and they were going to land and take supposedly people away? So it was another aspect of things. So they kept us in darkness and they made us go through the whole thing. They actually created the noise,
Wow.
the whole bit, and we were in total darkness in this campground. What would you do? So I was talking to this guy. I had a lot of Michigan. Every time I turned around in Michigan, if I made the wrong way coming home, I would go, "Okay, what do you
Yeah.
want now?" Because they would detour me. They would take me. The next thing I know, I'd be home. I never knew where the time lapse went. It would disappear.
That's
Um,
extraordinary.
so it was just an experience in that day. So because of that, I think they were trying to tell me something that they were always there. They would look for me. They had a friend of mine that if they weren't in contact with me, one day he shows up in my house. He lives in Wisconsin. Shows up in my house in East Northwood. I said to him, "What are you doing here, Ron?" He goes, They want to talk to you. Why are you avoiding them?" I said, "Because I'm tired." I said, "I don't want to be bothered." True story.
Did you know why they
True
wanted to
story.
talk to you?
I says, "Kid, they leave me alone for 5 minutes." Because wherever I had to be, I would be. I would just get up and I go. No, I'm
You're in
going.
demand, Joanna. Yes.
I was like, "Ron," I says, "we have to be in such and such place." I says, "That's okay." I says, "They could talk to me now." But I would literally ask them, will you leave me alone? Just leave me alone for a day or two. I went home back to East Northport and I just wanted to be with my family and just unwind or whatever because I was always traveling.
Right.
It was crazy because my friend in uh, this is something my friend in Colorado, John Ray, he wrote a book. He was very left brain and I was very right brain, and I would be able to speak to him and say to him, "John, it's really very simple. This is how we're going to do it." We literally moved a 250-pound crystal that belonged to a starship, and they needed it in this. This is Colorado, a lot of vortexes, right? And we literally moved it from the backyard, 4 of us, but we had to think that it was light, so we kept saying lighter, because here's this big gigantic amethyst crystal, that was trying to move from his backyard. We finally got it in his car, but he had a meditation place in his basement. It was so powerful, so powerful. One chair was for Saint Germain. It literally had the colors of Germain. Another one was for Michael. Another one was for Uriel. And the energy was overpowering. And you knew that they were there. And those are some really exciting. I have to say, Michigan. Oh my gosh, Michigan was like my spiritual wildness. I mean, it was like one big trip. I was stoned.
Was there something?
Sorry,
was there something with the energy in Michigan?
Oh yeah, the energy in Michigan. There's a pyramid in Michigan that actually my friends built, and it's in line with the Great Pyramid. Okay, and they also used to build obelisks because back in the 70s, if you recall, the weather, which a lot of people talk about now, the weather and how it's affecting us and things like that, and the climate. The weather was such, you had the Russians and the Americans with their different balloons and everything going on, and they were controlling the weather.
Right.
And people were feeling very blah and depressed and down. All right. So John and Mary used to develop, they actually built obelisks that would be put in different spots of the United States in alignment with their pyramid, which was identical, not as big, obviously, to the Great Pyramid. All right. So they built this so that the weather would then change and people would have different experiences with it. And things did change. They changed back in the 80s, because this is when I was doing all this traveling. The energy was powerful. It was alive. It was just there. And Michigan is a very, very, especially Grand Rapids area, around that area, is very psychic and very
that's when
there is a pyramid under the water.
Yeah, that's when the 1980s were a while. It was very heightened. What happened? It's not like that anymore.
What happened, if I could tell a tale out of school, was that one of the obelisks was placed in the wrong degree down in Florida. It was told to be placed in a certain degree, and certain people. I was in Dean's house and Mary's house when this happened, and they were super upset. And what happened? It was off a degree, and it had to be exact. It had to be exact. All right, it was off, and when it was off, it threw all the other ones off, which brought us back to almost like where we are now. Okay.
Yes.
And they were trying to rebuild more in order to now counteract what had happened, because it was a domino effect. Because that was put in the wrong spot, everything else went down. All right. So that's I don't know. I know that Mary's alive. I know Dean isn't. I haven't seen him in years. I'm sure that somebody somewhere is trying to do something. I have call me not pessimistic. I just have this thing that everything is going to turn out okay. And that we're going through just craziness right now. We're going through such an awakening of our spiritual energies. We can't even go into the fourth dimension. There's no fourth dimension. The fourth dimension is a crystallization of space. What happens is it's a crystallization of space. And what happens is if you try to get into the fourth dimension, you get kicked out because you can't get through the spaces. All right. So we're just bypassing the fourth dimension. All right. So that's why we're now traveling to what is called the fifth dimension. Well, there's a thing out called Telepathy 101, and it's an actual group, this actual woman who's in New Mexico, where the extraterrestrials live in this mountain. There's radar.
Oh, they live in the.
Oh yeah, they're there. They're there. She actually has a book out. There's a book out. I'll send you the book. I have it right here behind me, but I'd have to search it down. I have so many books. They lived and they come out, and she teaches you in the book how to actually set up a group of people to have a gathering to actually meet them. To actually have them come with you without having to worry about these starships all the way out there, that are doing their thing. These are actual beings. And you could communicate. There's a name for each one, But yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. those are little tidbits of everything I've experienced.
So Joanne,
do you actually teach?
Do you still get visited? I'm sorry, Peter. I didn't mean to cover you up. Joanne, they're asking you, you still get visited?
Yes, I do. I don't get visited I get visited a lot in certain dreams sometimes where they'll come to me. I'll do it in it's strange. I'll get visited at night when I'm in bed. All of a sudden I know they're there. And I go, okay, what is it you want me to do? Yeah.
Wow.
I get visited differently now than I did before. Totally different. I feel like as if I'm just one part of them and there's no separation. It's just like with everything else that I feel. There's no separation between me and my higher self or whatever. I've come to the knowingness of my inner self. Sure, right. I'm human. Oh, I guarantee you I will make mistakes. I guarantee you I will get angry. I guarantee you I have a fast mouth. But it's at night. It's at night when it happens a lot. Because I'll look up and I look at my ceiling and I'll go, hi guys, hi. And there's 4 or 5 of them. They're like right up here, and I could see their lights and their beams. And I love when I play with my little pixie guides. One day I'm standing around and going, my little pixie fairies, and all of a sudden I feel this dust on top of me. I go, okay, enough is enough. When you start putting dust on my head, the little pixie dust, I can actually feel it, and I'm hysterical laughing. And because I could see them. I could see angels. I could see little fairies. I went to a Finhorn Garden lecture from the person who wrote the book. Finhorn is up in Scotland. It's a private little island all by itself. And what it was, a desert, a total desert. You could not grow anything in this desert. Nothing. Wow. So here came this group of people, and they called on the fairies and everything else, and it's called the Finhorn Garden. All right. There's a great book out. And this woman shows up again. Here we go. Michigan, giving a lecture. And she's showing these pictures. I mean, they grew humongous fruit, humongous watermelons, humongous pumpkins, humongous, you name it, overabundance. And you cannot get into the Finhorn unless you're invited or unless ahead of time. It's not a vacation place. It's a private spiritual center. And you have to actually ask if you could be, if you could be there. So they, so here we are watching this film, and I could see all these fairies, and she's talking about the fairies and the trees and stuff like that. And she's, she starts to feel like, she goes to anybody. I go, oh my God, those fairies! Oh my God, they were adorable. I could see it was like as if somebody had drew a picture. So I see things. I feel it. I could feel it. I know it's there, and I could see them. I can see them. My friends. I have a friend. I was out in her woods. She has a horse farm, and I said to her, "Stop." She was on one of those little carts. She goes, "Why?" I go, "Did you ask permission to be here?" So she goes, "Yes, I always ask permission." I go, "Well, did you know you have a chief that's standing right over there watching over you?" And I can see this chief, right? I go, "Well, you could call him Chief James." I says, "But the other night, I sent this to her. I go, here I am in bed. I'm waking up. And all of a sudden, he tells me his real name. And I find out his name is Chief Running River. Because she has, ironically enough, there's a waterfalls a little bit further up, and it's a running river. So she goes to me, that figures. And she took pictures of it. Right? And I says, you see, there he is, right there. So
you actually see him.
I find it adorable. I mean, I get the greatest kick at. I mean, I just love it. Talking to my animals, healing my animals, talking to them. It's just that I'm just a very positive. Try to be a very, very positive. Even I'm going through some stuff now, and I'm trying to always look at the universe has it under control. I don't have it under control.
Yes.
The universe has it in control. you know. So all I have to do
You are
is.
an intuitive communicator, Joe.
I'm
You're
sorry,
an
what?
intuitive communicator.
Yes.
Do you consider yourself a spiritual intuitive communicator? All right, can you explain
Oh yeah.
to
My
our listening and viewing audience what exactly does that mean? Can you demonstrate it at all for us?
Yes, I can. I can. As a matter of fact, in seeing things on your. Yes. Okay, Angela. On your, what would that be? Your right side? Yeah, that's your right side. Okay. Oh, even on your left side. Oh my gosh, you have a whole bunch of them here. Where do I go? Oh my gosh.
A lot of spirits.
Oh my gosh. There's a spirit guide that you have that's from long, long ago. He almost feels like as if he's Buddhist or Zen, that type of energy. All right. He's wearing, God, he goes way back with you. He's a really big, I don't know if you study Buddhism or Zen or whatever, but that kind of spiritual studies.
I'm like Hindu. Like I like India,
Buddhism?
Hinduism. I go way back to that.
Right. Okay. Right. Taoism. I feel like the Tao thinking, the Hinduism. Yeah. It's like really, you have a lot of guides from that time. You definitely, also in Mexico, you lived way back in Mexico during the Aztecs.
Yeah, I was told that.
Right? Yeah.
I've been told
Yeah. Because I see that. So you've been very, very guided as far as, my gosh, there's so many around you. It's like there's one woman that's really trying to butt in here. Is your mother on the other side?
Oh yeah.
Was she the type of person that always wanted to be heard or whatever? It's kind of like she's pushing. She's pushing.
I know, not her, but she had a lot of sisters that were. She had a lot of sisters, and there was one. There were two like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
because there seems to be like somebody there that's kind of like wanting to be heard. It's like
there were two like that, but my mother was Pisces. My mother was Pisces. She was very psychic.
Okay. Yeah.
She was very psychic.
But there's this one woman that's, it feels like it's probably the aunt. The aunt's name starts, a B? I'm getting a little B. Almost sounds like a Betty, or I'm getting a letter B. I don't know if that's a first name or a last name.
It's the first name.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of pushiness, a lot of just wanted to be, hi, I'm here, and I know what's right and nobody else knows what's right.
Would have been, that's like two of them. I'm Italian. My mother had a lot of sisters and two brothers, and my dad had a lot of brothers and two sisters.
Oh, wow.
But it's Italian, and it was crazy. You know how crazy
Italians are. Oh, God, yes. I had my Aunt Fanny. That's why when she showed up, I shook my head and went, oh, God, of all people. she never shut up, But,
my sister's on the other side. My twin's on the other. I had a twin sister. She died in 2014.
Oh,
I remember
that
that
person. Ah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. Joanne just opened up the Pandora's box, and everybody's like, oh, what about me? What about me? So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Another edition of Grizzlies on the Hunt with Psyche Angela Ford and Psyche Mean and Peter Marks. We got Joanne with us. This edition is brought to you by Western Kentucky Bigfoot and Paranormal Investigations LLC with Don Wyden. Thank you, sir, for the opportunity to bring this edition to everybody. It's an awesome opportunity. Everybody's going nuts in the audience there, like, what about me? What about me?
Yeah, go ahead.
So
yeah,
you know, it's amazing. They get so excited when everybody comes on the show and they see this. And I'm trying to play catch up already. I think the first one is Nelda.
Oh, I
was like, well, yeah. Peter, go ahead, Peter. Absolutely, go ahead, Peter. It's all you.
No, I'd like to get. Yeah, what do you pick up about me, my dear friend? Anybody around me?
I'm sorry, what, Peter?
Oh, did you pick up any guides or anything around me?
I see this message on here and I'm going, wait a second.
Oh.
Okay, you're
I'm just curious.
You have well, I don't. Your mom's always with you, but your dad is very interesting because your dad, he's just now. I'm feeling him coming into your energy field. I don't know if you have picked him up before, but he hasn't been around. I don't know if it's been like your mother has been there more than your dad, and now all of a sudden your dad, and he's on your right side. So your dad, all of a sudden, he's coming in more now. And it has something to do, I believe, and I'm feeling, because I know that there's things going on in the house with the house, but it has something to do with the house. For you to watch out for something that has to do with the house. So I don't know if you're speaking to lawyers right now or what's going on with the changes as far as
I'm talking. Yeah.
In the process of trying to get a mortgage again, or in the process of trying to stay in the house. But he's telling me that you're missing something. So there's something back there that's in some kind of paperwork that could make it easier for you than what you're going through. So you need, I know this sounds strange and sounds really, really weird, but I could feel he's like pounding on my head, the house, the papers, the house. So I don't know if you found them yet, or if you're still finding papers. I don't know if it's a deed. I don't know if it's something from a bank or something. But this, look for that. He won't leave me alone.
All right. Okay.
You know. Do you have an aunt on the other side that was your mom's sister or close to your mom? There's an aunt here I'm picking up.
My mom's sister's still here. Mom's sister's still here.
Is okay.
I have
all right. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so your mom is concerned about her. Is your mom? How is her health right now? Health-wise.
My aunt has Parkinson's.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. She's just watching over her. She's really very, very concerned. But there's going to be a little bit of a possible downhill. So I don't know if she's been to a doctor lately, but something's going on here. So it might slow her up just a little bit more.
Okay.
But I'm feeling like there's going to be a slow up, but then a slight. It's going to be a little bit. It's going to come down and then go up. She's going to be around a while. I mean, that's not what I'm looking at. I mean, even if I did, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say anything. But
right.
Seems to be an improvement. Something's going to be feel like as if it's not. But then you're going to have another test for somebody, and you're going to find out it's going to be okay. And I'm looking more at from August, September. You're going to see this kind of change. Please let me know about that. It's going to be a change for the better. Not a full healing or anything like that, but definitely you're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised. You know.
I'm going to be surprised.
Grizzly. there's something that you're investigating right now. I don't know if you're aware of this, whatever. And obviously, you know what I'm talking about. And there's going to be some kind of a breakthrough. So there's some people around you that are guiding you, not in the proper direction. So what I'm trying to say is look out for some people because they're more interested in what they could get out of what you're trying to do and looking for, because there's some kind of a breakthrough of what you're looking for. Are you into
that makes
new?
sense.
You're doing something, or somebody's going to tell you about it. I don't know if you know about it already. All right, where there's something that they're going to come to you if they haven't done it already, and they're going to say, "Grizzly, we need to find blah 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 blah." It's some. You talk about the hunt. It is some kind of a hunt that you're going to find some kind of proof of something to prove what you've been looking for. So if people haven't believed you or they think it's all a bunch of what have you, you're going to get your proof really soon. You know what I'm talking about, and I hope
I do.
Making any kind of sense.
Yes, I do.
That's what I mean. I make no sense to me.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me. So yes,
you know,
and
so I'm really excited about it.
Laughing. Peter knows. Angela knows. So yes.
Okay. Yeah. So there's a really big thing that's going to go on here, and it's really, you think you know now. Wait. There's going to be some real exciting things happening. I'm really happy for you on that.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Are you drinking enough water? Why do you feel like as if you need to drink?
No, I'm not drinking enough water.
All right. Will you please drink some more water, please? You need to flush out those kidneys of yours or whatever. You need to just flush. You need more water, please. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to put it on. Okay. So yeah, but you have a lot of good. I'm really excited for you. It's gonna be cool.
Well,
I have to send you something. I'm gonna send you the name of the book of this person I'm talking about, because she speaks about what's the name? Who's the guy we're looking in the forest that nobody can find that you look for?
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. All right, Bigfoot.
Sasquatch. Yeah.
She actually has pictures of him and how he actually talks to her, and why he sits there and says, why don't people see me?
Oh,
because
wow.
He is there. Oh, he is there. And I have to send you that information. I will send that to you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You'll be amazing. You have to see this lady's, she has a video also. The woman's amazing. Absolutely amazing. She actually draws the pictures of them. They talk to her. They actually communicate with her. And Bigfoot is one of them. He's very much alive. He's very much alive. He's very much there. So, yeah. Okay, what do we have here?
We have Nelda. Nelda is like, what do you see about me, Joanne? Do you see anything or something?
Come on, Nelda. Hello, Nelda. How are you? I'm glad you're okay. Your little granddaughter, the one that lives with you, she's she's going to do better. I know that you and I have spoken about this before, and I still see her making those changes comes July and August. Your daughter, please have your daughter watch her health. And I've been thinking about you a lot, kiddo, as a matter of fact. So give me a call so we could talk about this more, because there's a lot of things going on, but they're going to get better. I mean, you're having this up and down again. Well, I mean, your spirituality is getting. Forget it. You know, there's not enough I can say about how you're growing spiritually. So give me a buzz. You have my number. Let's talk. It's been a while. All right.
All right. Meow wants to know, I've been shot in my godson's life. I raised him for 12 years. His mother and I were friends. Is she still interfering with our texts and phone calls?
The answer to that question is yes, but he should be able right now to get out of his own way. And she also has him on her own. She has him where she does track his calls still, and he's going to get fed up. He's going to get fed up. He really is. I know this has been a long road, but he's going to get fed up. You know, once he gets away from her, which is totally ridiculous that this is going on. Once he gets away from her, he still knows you, he still loves you, and it's just that he's just kind of like almost throwing his hands up because his mother's just being a you know what. But
so that's interesting.
But that'll work out. Just give him a little more time to. I believe he's graduating high school. What, 17? It just said 17, 18, graduating high school. Yeah, no, I've always felt him contacting you, but it's not going to be until he gets away from his mom. That love will never end. Trust me.
Yolanda wants to know, what do you think about the Bermuda Triangle?
Well, I've been through the Bermuda Triangle, especially if you work on a cruise ship like I did. I worked on a cruise ship, and I was the entertainment. Yes, I was the psychic on the cruise ship. And it's really funny because every afternoon and evening they go, we are now going through the Bermuda Triangle. Okay. Of course, what do I believe in the Bermuda Triangle. I can tell you other, I'm sorry, I don't know why you're getting chatty and on the phone. I have many stories that I could tell you about that between Lemuria and Atlantis, since I lived in that time. As a matter of fact, I'm writing a book about that. So, Bermuda Triangle is definitely there. Definitely there. Because there's such a thousands of years almost between the Bermuda Triangle, between Lemuria and Atlantis. So Lemuria was the loving place, the loving and kind, life. Then came along the good old. Where am I? I lost my train of thought. Oh my gosh, a senior moment. Anyway, the culture, right? Yeah, right. You got it. And then you had Atlantis, and to me, Atlantis has not changed. I see what happened to them where they became greedy and they used terrible ways of treating people. I think go along with them. It was terrible. So I correlate, ironically enough, what happened at the end of Atlantis to what today is like. It's just that today is 2023 and we could have just as much power, and that could be scary because I think we're getting that way.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Now the next one is Anne. May I ask, please, do you see a romantic relationship with John? I'm very attracted to him. And she gives a bunch of flowers.
Oh, see a romantic relationship with John. I see there could be a relationship, but I do not see him the person for the end of your life where he will be your partner. There is definitely somebody else out there. Enjoy it, but there's somebody else coming into your life for sure. You're looking for something on the outside of you. Go inside of you. Love yourself first. Be that romantic part of you inside. Love yourself first. That person out there is not going to give you what you really need. Once you love yourself first, you will find that person who will appreciate you and really, really love you. But it could happen, but I think it's going to be short-lived. That's my feeling.
I wanted to comment. I wanted to comment on that if I can. We have so many people out in the world today that are desperately looking for Prince Charming or the princess, and they don't have their lives together. They're addicted to relationships. They're with people that are codependent. They're with people that are addicted to drugs and alcohol. And when I had my own Find My Divine, my own show, people have to realize today that you're going to attract, at the time that you meet somebody, the exact vibrational level that you're on. So if you're totally dysfunctional and you're very enmeshed in dysfunction, you're not going to attract somebody that's healthy, that's psychologically together. So I just had to make that observation, because so many people are looking for their savior, and they're looking for a beautiful lady or a handsome man. But if they're not at that frequency, excuse me, if they're not at that frequency, they're not going to attract that person. So what you're saying, Joanna, totally agree with. Totally agree. You've got to love yourself, and you've got to be happy with yourself.
Yes. You know, spirituality is people don't understand it. It's just another part of you. It's a self-love. It's a law of attraction. You know, you create you create what you think. I remember when we used to be with our clients, we used to say to them, don't say the word can't. don't use, you know, the more negativity you put into something, you're going to get back. If you want money, or you're worrying about money isn't going to bring you money. You have to think the opposite, that you already have the money. So you just have to think opposite.
See the abundance.
Exactly. Yeah. You have to see it, believe it. You have to know it's there. I sometimes, between my wife and I, sometimes it's like, Adrian, think positive. Don't think that. I mean, we go through it.
Yes, what you're saying is the key thing today. People say to me, how do you attract it? And I said, because I know I'm a child of God, and I know that God is infinite with all of God's blessings. And if I'm a child of God, then he wants his children to be happy. Well, how do you do it? And I said, I'm just telling you. So yeah, we all here, we're all very old souls,
right.
And we all, through our thinking and our elevated energy, we're attracting this. We're all creating, which we're doing tonight. So, and I have to say, from what you've told us so far, you have an amazing background, Joanna, and your life experience and what you've gone through is just, it's fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
Thank you. Yeah,
so I wanted to let you know that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate it. You know, it's hard, and I do understand that with a lot of people today, with everything that's going on in the world. So I do understand that, and me myself, with some things that are going on, so I step away. You know, so I have to kind of like always go into that other energy, knowing that universe is providing, knowing that whatever it is I need, it's going to happen. You know, and I just believe that wholeheartedly, and I have to remind myself, as a human in a spiritual body, that God and I are one and the same. Bottom line is, we are God.
Yes.
And people think like, oh my God, you said that. You know, yeah, I said it because we're the same energy. We just haven't learned how to be that energy here on Earth. And this is our biggest learning place we could be, right here on planet Earth. And we all chose to come here.
Yes.
That is
we
correct.
chose.
And just reached out to you and was like, what do you mean short-lived? And I don't think she understands is that what you were saying is that John, the one you were asking about, Anne, is it's not going to be the eternal flame for life. It's going to be something that's going to be with you momentarily, and it's going to fizzle out, and something coming along down the line. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
okay. I just
there,
wanted to make sure.
Yeah, well, it's there all the time. Basically, you know, God is there all the time. We just see it in a different light, and we just have to believe. You just have to believe, and it's so hard. It is so hard for people to step out. When I teach my classes, I get the same thing. People go to me, but how do you do it? And I said, I don't have that answer. I wish I did. It's just who I am. And I wish I could make it easy for somebody else too. I wish I could just snap my fingers, but it's hard. All we could do is give it positive reinforcement and try. That's all we could do. We have to. We're right now. The most important thing we could do is for ourselves, and it's not being selfish. It's that once we learn, like what Peter said, once we love ourselves and understand, then we'll be able to give it to everyone. Well, they'll give it to themselves, basically, is what I want to say.
Yes.
Now, the next one is FDL Paranormal, Michael Lewis.
Oh,
Michael Lewis with FDL Paranormal.
Yeah. Do you know who this is, Joanna?
No.
Oh, all right. I thought maybe they were on your radio show or no. Well, that's wonderful. All right, so we have new people coming in tonight. This is fascinating.
I don't know.
You don't know.
Do I have? Okay.
So I also wanted to, I wanted to ask you, if people want to contact you, do you have a way for the viewing audience to contact you if they want private readings?
Yes. Call me on my cell phone. I almost gave you the wrong number. 631-836-7666. Give me a text. Leave me a message. I will get back to you. If it comes across, 631-836-7666. Okay. If the voice happens to say Jessica McNally or what have you, that's because we share the phone with my my daughter. So if they see the number, my home number, if I'm calling them back, would be an 845 extension. I don't want to give them the rest of the number because that's used for everything else. But the cell phone number is the best. Or they can email me.
You want to give out
the email would be J Garfi, G like George, ARFI, MCNALLY @gmail.com, or friend me on Facebook. Just tell me that you heard me on the show. Friend me on Facebook, and we'll be all set. I do have another page called Inner Journey with Joanna, but it's really not set up yet. I post things there occasionally, but I'm trying to get that one in. I am not computer savvy, so I am having a very difficult time. I must admit, I keep calling on my angels. I keep calling on my angels. There has to be a computer angel out there.
Yeah, right. Isn't that the truth? So,
and it's not more.
So Denise wants to know, do you live on Long Island, Joanne?
No, I do not live on Long Island. I used to live on Long Island. I moved out of Long Island 7 years ago. I'm now in upstate New York, but I do readings over the phone. Even through email, or whatever. It's not very difficult for me, as you could see. All I have to do is tune into a sound or a voice or what have you. Once a person, that's another interesting thing. A psychic is, I think Peter and Angela, you probably will agree with me. If not, let me know. A psychic is only as good as the person allows us to be. Right. Is my opinion.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if you get somebody that sits there and just wants to challenge you, it's like, don't waste my time.
Yeah.
Or if you get my Taurian temper up, I might start telling you things you don't want anybody to know.
I've got to tell a funny quick story about that. I had one of King Charles's best friends contacted me and came to me for a reading. And at the time, he came to my house, very well dressed, obviously had quite a bit of money. And he, from the beginning of the reading, he challenged everything I said to him. And at the end of the reading, I said to him, why did you come to me for a reading if you were going to challenge it. He said to me, I wanted to see how you would stand up under pressure. And I said, oh, really? Are you waiting? Have you accepted this? Well, I still don't know. And then I said, why is Joan Rivers, why is Audrey Hepburn, why is this one coming through? He said, they were all my friends. Well, here's a man that challenged me. He flies to England. He stays with King Charles. And he was probably one of the most challenging meetings that I've ever conducted in my life. But he said I was 100% correct on the information that I gave to him. So,
wow.
Yeah.
I know, it's funny when they go, well, I don't know that. And I'll turn around and go, well, that's very interesting because I didn't know that. So what are you asking?
Right. Why are you asking at all? After you give them a reading, some people don't even realize, and I don't know if Angela's been through this also, some people don't even realize the gifts that they have until after you've given them a reading, you've told them all the things about them. And then they say, I have to really think about that. Well, don't think about it too long. But yeah, Angela, have you experienced that with your readings? Yes?
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's open and they really want the information, and if they're spiritual, it will be a wonderful reading. But and a lot of people don't even know how to even ask a question or what a reading all entails. They want black and white. They want things to happen. And, a lot of times people will call you at their worst and they want you to give them a miracle, and you can't do that. When they're in their worst shape, they're in trouble. They need help, so they're calling you, and it can be a lot.
Yeah.
But really, it can be a lot.
Yeah, I don't think people realize that.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
And it's also a very
yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's another wrap. But yeah, so Joanna Garvey, we got her information out there. Please make sure and contact her. Got her cell phone number and email and everything. Get yourself set up. Wow, impressive. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, I enjoyed it. Everybody
Thank you so much.
Show.
I appreciate it. And I will send you that information, I promise.
Yes, please.
You've been an amazing guest
to hear that.
I will.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You've been amazing. Come on back and join us again. I'd
love
to talk to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd love to. Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
We'll have you anytime back on the show. That's for sure. Because everybody's like,
yeah,
really? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, please!
everybody loved you.
Fun.
We can too. Trust us. We've done it before, haven't we, Peter and Angela?
Yeah.
So yes, but thank you for joining us, and I look forward to getting that information from you. Anything we can do or I can do for you, let us know, and I'll be there.
Well, I will contact you for future shows. You've been
you were amazing, Joanna. You're amazing.
I mean, I just love. I love all your spirits around you. I'm getting such a kick out of this. I'm like not only do I feel like
I've worked with a few. I know who they are. But and my sister had a lot of spirit guides too. So did my mother. So, but I have stories about them.
Peter, I had to say an interesting story. I had done when we had our school, Metaphysical Concepts Foundation, the first school accepted by the New York State Board of Education. So we went to the New Age meeting, the big one that they have in New York City, right? So this woman, here I am reading poems that I don't know how to read. So what comes over to me? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was reading handwriting analysis, which I don't know how to do either.
Oh, I love handwriting analysis.
I mean, I do it now. I look at somebody's handwriting and I go, oh, I could just. But anyway, to make a long story short, so this woman comes over to me. She writes something. I start telling her, and she goes, stop. And I go, Why? What did I do? What did I say? She says, you're getting too close. You're getting too close. That's too much. You're getting too close. All right, I'm sorry. This is what I'm seeing or whatever. So anyway, she walks away. She comes back a few hours later. And she goes to me, she goes, how would you like to be one of the psychics in the Inquirer? Catch this.
Oh, wow.
That do the psychic results once a year. All right, the Inquirer has this big thing once a year where all the psychics are on, and they make all these predictions. And I go to her, okay, what do I have to do? Right? She says to me, well, we're going to give you a list of what we want you to focus in on. I said, I don't think so. She goes, why? And I go, by the end of the year, I'm going to know what the heck happened because they're going to be in the news. I really don't think that's a prediction. I took it down. It was a hoax. I just thought that's a hoax. You're telling these psychics,
God.
right? Think about it. You're giving them a list and you're telling them, don't tell me ahead of time. I had a phone call. I had come in from California. I just got into my apartment, right, in Michigan. It's a newspaper reporter. He wanted to know predictions in Michigan. I says, I don't even live here. I don't know anything about Michigan. And I start blabbering off. He starts asking me questions. And I start blabbering off these things. I don't know a darn thing about anything that's going on in Michigan. He put it out a year later with my other friend that also did it. And he showed our predictions on how many were right. So I made like 16 of them. 14 of them came out. The others were like, could have been, but they were kind of like scattered or whatever. And my friend also. And then we did another predictions for the following year. That's doing a prediction. You don't ask me a year ahead of time to give you something. So I turned it down. That's my story with the Inquirer. So if anybody ever asks you, no. They're a bunch of hoax anyway, so.
Yeah, right. Isn't that the truth?
Is that funny though? Yes. It was a true story. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. And she was a famous. She used to write. She was a handwriting analysis for the Inquirer. Her name was Shannon. I can't remember her last name.
For the Inquirer.
Very famous.
Well, the Inquirer. Yeah. That's amazing. Well, you're definitely coming back on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Sue, it's great to have you. Have a good night. We'll talk to you soon. And I can't wait to get that information. All right, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think there, Peter and Angela? Very interesting, I could say.
Well, that's why I chose Joanna. I knew that she had amazing gifts, as Angela and you, Grizzly, and myself. So it turned out to be a very entertaining, informative show.
Yeah, it really has. So I can't complain at all. It went very well. Lovely guest. I can't wait to have her back. So yeah. So
yes.
What's on for next week? Y'all got anything planned, or is it going to be a surprise?
I'm
not
going to be here next week because I'll be traveling.
Not going to be here. Oh.
I'll be coming back from New York City.
New York City. You better get a rope. Remember that commercial? Remember the salsa? Remember that old salsa
we have
commercial?
But Peter's going to come on with the guest, right?
Yes. We have a very accomplished artist. We have a very accomplished artist and spiritual lady from Canada that will be a guest on the program.
Well, that'd be good. Okay. Yeah, that's real exciting.
Okay.
So that's awesome. Good. So Angela will not be here, ladies and gentlemen, next show.
Bluetooth connected.
So, okay. Right on. So we'll get all that situated and get all that taken care of. So it's been an awesome show. Yeah. I loved it. Very good guest. Yeah. I mean, we're talking about rocking and rolling now. We got our music back. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, from coast to coast around the world, we'll have a good night. And congratulations, we made the 1,000 plus mark, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to all you all. Godspeed. Love everybody. That's right.
Good night.
Good night, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Good night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's a grizzly.
Should we get out of here?
No. We're gonna watch and listen.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, shit, should we run?
No.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, should we run?
Okay. It's a grizzly.
Are you sure it's not a chipmunk? Action. No, get out of here. Action.
It's a grizzly.
I'm out of here.
Huh. Maybe it is a chipmunk. It's a grizzly.
Are we gonna die?
I don't know. We're just gonna sit here and listen and watch.
Let's get out of here, maybe.
Fall!